Hello there, this is Akiko Sudano, StampinInTheMeadows.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and welcome. I'm just checking to see that I'm in the right place. Cool, good, and I'm broadcasting, so thank you very much for joining me today. And what I want to do today is show you how tell you about this brand new stamp set from. Hello, Kate. Thank you very much for joining me, Karen. This is a new stamp set called Lovely You, and it's part of the new catalog, and it is bundled with this really, really cool stamp. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's got two different edges that you can stamp on it, and it takes different widths of strips of paper that you can use to stamp this end on it, and you can easily create layered labels with it, and as any length that you want by using it. And this is one of the edges that they have on that. So we'll show you how to do that, and then we're also going to be making this card. Hello, Debbie. Thank you. Hello, Chi. Thank you for joining me today. And you'll be able to do that with this bundle. And so the stamp set and the bundle, the stamp set and the punch come as a bundle, and when you buy them together, they'll be at a 10% discount. And this is the stamp set that they use on the images on the cover here. And I tried to make this one is very, very easy to do with just this the same as this stamp. Just stamp it across and put some leaves behind it. This is a very kind of I think of it as a traditional stamp set where it's got the solid images, and then this one on the back has lots of different solid images where you just kind of make your own designer series paper by stamping it randomly all over the place in different colors. And it's a pretty versatile stamp set. I really like this one. They've got that one on the front cover as well, where they stamp the leaves using the different shades of cardstock, the solid lighter colored cardstock on top of it. So this is the card that we're going to be making, and first we're going to stamp this design on a piece of whisper white paper, and I'll pull out all of my supplies. I've cut. These are the two pieces. This little butterfly die cut is from the Nature's Thoughts die set that they had in Celebration, and that's carrying over into the new card, into the new catalog. And these are the two pieces for my layered label. And then I've got my card base. This is a balmy blue card base, and then my inside of my card. Okay, so I'll start by, I'm going to move aside the punch, and we'll pull that out afterwards, because first we're going to start with the this background design, and then I'll move my twine over as well. First thing we're going to do. Hi, Karen. Thank you very much for joining me. I want to. Karen Senzakovic has joined us, and I want to point out that she also has a card on her blog today that's made with this stamp set, and that's a pretty card as well. And she uses the Stamp It All Over design, and she uses the retiring in colors, but that's a pretty card. So I would suggest that you take a look at her card also if you haven't already. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I've got the balmy blue, because I have a balmy blue card base. So I've got the balmy blue, and I'm going to use this big floral stamp, and I'm going to stamp 3 of these kind of in a triangle pattern. And I've been playing with this stamp set a lot, and one of the things, and I'm kind of going to do it kind of towards the bottom of the panel here, towards the bottom of the panel. And as I you want to just make sure you've got good coverage because this is a solid stamp. Stamp one right here, kind of so that it kind of goes over to the side. And then stamp another one over here. Now the center part is going to get kind of messy, but it's going to be covered by the label. So that's okay. I'm going to cover this up because I think we're finished with this one. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp the this little flower in So Saffron ink. So I've used Balmy Blue and So Saffron, and most of these colors are kind of light pastel-y colors, with then some pop of bolder colors, and stamp it right here. And right here. This stamp set is really a lot of fun to just play with and just stamp and make different kinds of designs. And the Stampin' Up! Ink is, I think, one of the best inks for getting solid, good coverage on stamps that are solid like this, where you've got a lot of, where we're doing a lot of stamping as opposed to coloring with markers or something like that. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for joining me. All right, so I've got these three done. Next, I'm going to use the, stick with the light colors, use the soft seafoam and stamp some of the leaves off to the side here with the soft seafoam. And it really doesn't matter if you stamp on top of your previous stamping. I think I'm going to try stamping one more right up there so I can get some a little bit of green up in this area. And remember, this center part is going to be covered by the label. All right, and then we're going to get some bold green in here. We'll go with the bolder colors, and I'm using Granny Apple Green on this longer leaf stamp, and I'm going to just stamp this kind of across the this one. I want to make sure I've got a good stamp coverage. So I'm going to kind of go across here, across the center, and it kind of the soft seafoam kind of fades into the background with all that, so that works out really well. And then the final color we're going to use will be Melon Mambo to give it some pop. Now, one of the things that, as I was working with this, is that I was having problems with rocking my stamp and getting Melon Mambo ink on the edges and leaving that, and it always happened on the last flower I was going to use. So we're going to be very, very careful. Stamp it and put ink on it, and then go down, and then straight down, and then straight back up. And this time, I think what I'll do is I'll put it up here instead of over here so that I have a little bit of the Melon Mambo kind of on this side as well. Do 3 of those. There. good. So I think we're done with the stamping for the front here. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is take this and put it on a Melon Mambo mat. And the mat is cut just 1/8 of an inch larger in both directions, so that you just get a little bit of a peak, just a little bit of peak of pink to contrast the blue there. And put this on. That looks fairly. Oops. Of course I do that. So let's try to re-center this over. Scooch over, scooch over. Come on. Come on. A little more, a little more. There we go. I think, Karen, your method of turning it upside down and pressing would be better for not moving your panel when you go and do that. Then the next thing that we're going to do is take up, and this is about a 20-inch length of this white baker's twine, the Whisper White Baker's twine, and I think this is being retired. I use this a lot, and I was looking for it, and I don't think I can. I have to double check that, but I think it might be retiring. Well, I need to do it this way. Just tie a knot, move it to the side, and I'm going to use my finger, press it, and I'm going to just go ahead and tie it tight. Okay, there we go. And then move it up maybe a little bit. Let's check and make sure that we're even. That looks good. And then make a bow, big loopy bow. Boy, this is kind of tough with my fat old fingers. And kind of do that. That's, I think, good for now. And then after we put the label on and we get it mounted on our card base, then we'll trim the edges here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, okay, here's our pieces for make the label. Next thing we're going to do is make the label. And so I have the sentiment here. And we're going to stamp the sentiment in Balmy Blue. And we're going to use that fun new punch. So, I'm going to just stamp it, make sure. Yeah, that's good. The sentiments in this stamp set, the fonts are just so delicate. The lines are so thin and graceful and curvy. They're just wonderful. And just kind of center it on left and right, and there. Okay. Well, I did a pretty decent job of making sure that was not crooked. So now is the fun part with this wonderful new punch. So first I'll open it. Now this one is cut to 3/4 of an inch, which is the middle part right here. It's the smallest is 1/2 inch, and the widest is full inch. So I'm going to put the my little label in there. Then I'm going to flip it over, and first thing I'm going to do is check to see if this is, my paper is, hi Roz, yes, it's a great punch, isn't it? Is make sure that you've got it flush to the edge here, and make sure that um, it's it's kind of in the middle, so that and it's fairly easy to do because you want to just line it up with this edge and with that edge, and then if you don't get it lined up perfectly, it's still pretty forgiving. And then there you go, there's your edge. And then we'll take it and then put in the other side and line it up. Now for this label, I've made the 1/2 inch one is now the 3/4 of an inch. The white strip where I stamped the label is 2.5 inches, and the background label is oh my goodness, look what I did. I put it on the wrong side, so I've got this side on this one, and that's not what I was supposed to do. So let's see here. Do I have an extra piece of paper? Oh my goodness. That's one of, I'm talking too much and I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. I should have made an extra piece and I did not. Let's see here. Let's see if I've got all my little scraps here, and I think that's close enough. That's, everything is just off by a little bit. Let me see, maybe this one is better. That one is good. So I'm going to go and cut this down to 2.5 inches and have to restamp that. Oh my goodness. I'm wondering, why is that different? Why is that not right? And it's because I put it on the wrong side. I guess you could say you might want to do that on purpose sometimes, but I don't think that's what I want to do today. So we'll stamp this again. And that was stamped so straight. I was so pleased with that. One of the things too is with these small labels like that, if it's just a little bit crooked, sometimes you can really tell. But with these labels, especially with the details on the ends there, you can't tell. So let's try this again. So we'll put it on this side, make sure we're on the right side, push it in, push it all the way to the edge, line it up, make sure it's lined up here, make sure you're as centered as you can be on that end, and punch. And then pop it out, and then put it on the same side the other way to get the other label, the other end. And then turn it around and center it up. And then punch it through. There. There we go. That's much better. That's much better now. So this one is 2, and this one I cut to 2.5 inches. And then the larger one, this is a 1 inch, and I cut this one to 3 inches. So the larger one starts out at 1/2 an inch longer than the other one. So it's just something that you want to play with, and it's a lot of fun. There's just so many options and so many different things that you can do with this. It is so versatile. Now, one of the things that I've noticed also is that sometimes if this is just like a hair over an inch, then I end up with like some funky creases. And so I just simply take my bone folder and run it along the edge there. So I'm going to throw this one away so I don't end up accidentally using that. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to use dimensionals to adhere this the top stamped layer on the bottom base. And that's it. You can make such pretty labels for your cards, and it really steps things up than much more so than trying to trim fishtails onto a label. There you go. And by being, one of the things is when I tried to make it a quarter of an inch longer, this particular one just kind of, I didn't think it looked very well. So I just made it a half an inch longer and try to line it up so that it's kind of center. That's good. And then press it down. And then we'll take our layered label, and we want to put that over our our twine that we've put down. So we'll put our dimensionals. We're going to put it on with dimensionals so that it doesn't cause any funky bows in it. And just put your dimensionals on towards the end here so that you leave a channel in the center there for your twine to go on. And pull off the covers. That's what I'm doing, pulling off the covers. Just leave them right up here. And then don't put it on upside down. And then see how when you put it on, all of that messiness where everything kind of is covered up and disguised. There we go. And then what we did was I put more dimensionals. I put this on the card base with dimensionals. So let's go ahead and get those on. Hi, Amy. Thank you for joining me. I am so excited about the new catalog coming out. I'm just like so running around making so many last minute preparations and trying to get things. I'll leave it over here and pull the covers off. That's there we go. Okay. I'm going to move this out of here. And put it on our balmy blue card base. There we go. And so we got this, and we can finally trim this end. And then we're going to take and this is the little butterfly from the Nature's Thoughts. We're going to adhere, put him on with a glue dot, and we're going to just take it and roll it so that it, because it's such a skinny area. Stick the glue dot on the center there. And put it right up in the corner there. Yeah, okay, good. And then, so all we have left to do is the inside of the card. And basically we just stamped a little bit of a design on the inside here. So let's not those, let's open this up again. Actually, no, here's our panel. So let's put this aside and let's see. First thing we're going to do is stamp the flower in Balmy Blue. Yep, and we've got good coverage there. And just any which way. We just want to reflect the same colors and same feel, and do the little buds and so saffron next to it. I think Stampin' Up! Ink is the best ink for stamping these solid images. Some of the other brands just are too thin or not, just don't give you a good coverage. But for a card like this is just, Stampin' Up! Ink is the best. And we'll do that. We'll just give a little color, just a little bit of, I'll put it right here. There we go. And there's a little bit of that. And then let's get our Granny Apple Green leaf. And one more maybe, just right up in here, just part of it. And then we'll finish off with the Melon Mambo flower. And hopefully I don't stamp the rim on this guy. And then we'll be done. One more stamp to do, to not mess up on. Down straight and up. Perfect. Yay! Perfect. I had such a challenge trying to keep my rims clean. So let's adhere this to the inside of the card. Come on, we're almost done here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, have you seen all of the news about the other great specials that Stampin' Up! Is going to be offering with the when the new catalog comes out? Be sure to look that up, because there's just a lot of excitement in addition to just the catalog with the joining bonus and the hosting, the party bonus of the extra Stampin' rewards. So it's going to be a fun time. Fun time. I can't wait. Can't wait. And it all starts on Wednesday with the new catalog opening up. Okay, so that's the inside of the card, and that's the outside of the card. Thank you so much for joining me today, and hope you have a great week and have fun shopping with the new catalog, and I'll bring you something again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.